Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be having a look at who is the richest person in old school RuneScape. Now I made a video about this for RS3 a few months ago, so I thought I'd do a more in-depth video on old school RuneScape. Now most of the richest people in old school RuneScape are going to be people like stakers, people who own third-party websites, maybe a YouTuber or two who gets donations or stuff like that, and possibly some merchers, because that is one of the only ways you can get hyper rich in this game. Of course, there's going to be tons of people who just play the game normally and do PVM who will be in the billions. However, for you to be the absolute richest, you need to somehow have taken advantage of the economy or staking or something like that. So while I have a look at some of these players, I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at how it would compare to RS3, because I did a video on it a while ago. Now the exchange rate to RS3 is, I don't know, it changes a bit, but it seems to be about 1 to 4. So we're going to keep that in mind as we look at some of these players. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy the video and let's get started. Okay, so first up here we have a staker, of course. Who else would it be? This guy accidentally traded 113 Ellie's. Now I'm not sure the exact date of this trade, but it could vary quite a bit in its value. The price checker is showing a value of 37 bill, which would mean the Ellie's would be worth somewhere between 300 and 350 mil. So 37 bill is quite a bit. If you converted that to RS3, you'd be close to 150 bill RS3. If this guy happened to have the Ellie's a few weeks ago, because the Ellie actually went back up to close to 700 mil, he'd have closer to 80 bill Old School RuneScape Gold and 320 bill RS3, which is quite a lot. Next up is Wilson. Now I did make a video about this guy a few months ago. He earned most of his money through merching and had a famous stranglehold over the Third Age longsword. If you didn't check out the video, I'll leave a link in the description for that. But here's a picture of his bank being worth about 46 bill. Now this was 2 years ago, so we do have to keep in mind the dates that these pictures are from, because if someone has 10 bill at the inception of RuneScape, that's worth 3, 4, 5 times more than it is worth today. The only way to really determine the rates is to have a look at the exchange rates from OSRS to US dollars or something like that. And it seems like back in, well, 2014, the exchange rates were about $3 to 1 mil, and now they're worth less than 1 mil, I'm pretty sure. I think Wilson has to be one of the richest merchers on RuneScape, because most of the hyper rich people in old school RuneScape are stakers, they get lucky, or people who own like gambling websites or something like this. So Wilson is probably the person who has the wholesomest money in the game. So next up is a player called Mystery Book. Now this guy had about 17 bill, which, I mean, it's a lot of money, but not as much as these other two. However, this picture is from a long time ago. It's closer to when RuneScape was released in the 2013 to 2014 era. And this guy made most of his money staking, but we can see in the picture he has mostly items, which most of the more valuable ones are the Third Age pieces, which back then were worth hundreds of millions, as opposed to today where they're just worth 10, 20, 30 million, something like that. And like I said, his bank was worth about 17 bill. So if we convert that to today's dollars, essentially, I'm going to give it a 3 times multiplier. It's hard to say. I went back and looked through some exchange rates from OSRS gold to USD and stuff like that. And it seems like back in the 2014 era, it was about 3 to 1 US dollars roughly, plus or minus obviously. So if it was a 3 times multiplier, he would have about 51 bill in today's gold, or around 200 bill in RS3 gold, which is quite a lot considering what time frame this guy was from. Next up is a player that most people will know, and that is Spark Mackey. He is one of the most popular RuneScape YouTubers, and here's a recent picture of his bank being worth 75 bill plus. Spark Mac does get most of his money through the duel arena, but you can also watch pretty much all of his videos. It's kind of a combination of a few things, although most of it is through staking. Spark Mac is unique in a way in that his bank is very open for everyone to see. He has tons of videos on everything he does, obviously, as a YouTuber, so you can kind of see exactly how he earned all the money. And he's probably the least likely to have bought gold or cheated in any way, because again, he has a YouTube channel and it wouldn't really make sense for him to risk something like that just over some in-game money. So if we converted that to RS3 gold, that's about 300 bill and RS3 gold. I'm mainly just interested to see if anyone would have a trillion worth of RS3 gold. I'm not really sure, but we'll have to keep going. So next up we have a player that actually has 100 bill or more, a player called Godfather. Now he earned most of his money through staking. You can see here he has 100 mil platinum tokens, which is, well, 100 bill right there, plus a max cash stack and some Ellie's and some Third Age pieces. So he probably had, well, what he's showing here is probably about 105 bill maximum. And if we convert that to RS3 gold, that is 420 bill. As far as I'm aware, Godfather was never banned for anything like real world trading or anything like that, unlike the next player. So next up we have a player called BTC who is showing over 100 bill worth of items, a little bit more than the last clip. So he has 109 mil platinum tokens, so that's 109 bill, plus some Kodai wands, third age pieces, armor crossbows, and some other stuff, which I think will maximum be worth 115 bill. Now, unlike the last guy, I'm pretty sure this guy was banned for real-world trading, so he no longer has this amount. But at this point, he had, well, 115 bill OSRS, or 460 bill RS3. Now, I'm sure a lot of these people are tempted to real-world trade, however, it would be hard for them to get the majority of that cash off their account before getting banned, or selling it at a ludicrously discounted rate. But I don't think there's any way that this guy could have sold all of this money before getting banned. And last up here is a player called Smite Your BGS. He's famous for owning a third-party website for gambling, so that's probably how he earned most of this money. Now he's showing 140 bill, plus or minus, so maybe upwards of 145 bill. Now I'm a little bit skeptical about this picture because some of the other players he is associated with have been known to produce fake screenshots of money either from a RuneScape private server or just photoshopped or something like that. But assuming this is real, 140 bill in RuneScape 3 gold is about 560 bill, and this guy would be the richest player with a visible bank pick. So these are the only players that I could find somewhat proof or picture evidence of. However, I would be very surprised if any of these were actually 100% the richest player in RuneScape. Most likely the richest player in RuneScape is going to be a staker who keeps quiet, because I'm sure most of the actual richest stakers are not going to post a bank pick. It's going to be a real world trading network, someone who is pretty much just hoarding all the money. Maybe it's not even on one account, but altogether he may have the richest amount of money in the game, or it could be someone else entirely. Unfortunately, except for those players, we're not going to know for sure, because again, they're going to keep quiet about the matter because it's definitely possible to get your account hacked. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave the video a like. If you have anyone else you think is richer than this or at least can prove it, leave a comment down below. I'd be interested to have a look. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.